how's everybody doing on there? I hope everybody is well, staying safe, things like that. Give you a little bit of positivity again today. And today, guys, we're gonna do a list. We're gonna watch a video called 10 Great Movies That Mixed Real Life and Cartoons. So real animation and live action together. This is another one from Marvelous Videos. Link in the description down below for their channel. Go subscribe to them. They're good people. They do good stuff. As always, being that this is a top 10 list, we're going to chop this video up. So if you want to see the rest of the video, I'll leave the link in the description down below. Mostly, I'll leave out the last one. But yeah, man, this should be really good. There have been a lot of great movies that had a mixture of live action and animation. Some have been really good, some have been not. A good example of that would be Who Framed Roger Rabbit, one of the greatest. Probably, in my opinion, one of the greatest movies ever. So we're going to check this out. We're going to, hope you enjoy it. Thank you for hitting that play button. Subscribe if you want to, as always. As always, guys, that's it. And also, shouts out to everybody once again who have been bringing the love to the channel. Shouts out to all the pack members out there that have been spreading the love and, you know, showing love and just appreciation to me and to just in general, just like thanks Chris for, you know, giving us content and, you know, being, you know, trying not to bring down people or anything like that, but thank you so much. I appreciate that very much, as always. So with that being said, let's get to it, shall we? Here we go. Yeah. Sorry about that. So once again, 10 great movies that mix real life and cartoons. Now,
I think he likes you.
my man Daffy.
Oops. Top 10 movies that merge 2D animation and live-action cinema. What happens when real characters meet cartoons? A great entertainer is what happens, and it has been made possible with a merger of 2D animation with
That's
live
cool
action.
world right there.
It all started with a booming popularity of animated movies from the early days of Hollywood. The popularity soon translated into several animated movies
Beat the
being
Dragon
made that managed to strike a chord with the audiences. Soon, the idea emerged that one could put together the best of both worlds. 2D
Osmosis
animation
Jones.
that is basically hand-drawn animation was fused with live action, and the end result was fascinating. Here, we have put together some of these
Space
iconic
Jam.
attempts in this hybrid genre. Currently, movies such as those from the Marvel franchise use 3D modern graphics. However, it must be noted that we are only concerning ourselves with the traditional merger of 2D animation and live action. So sit tight and relive some of the exemplars of this genre in this video.
This is Cool World right here. This show is not for kids. This was not a movie for kids.
1992. When Ralph Bakshi is in charge of an animated fantasy movie, the end result is not less than a masterpiece. Cool World is no exception, and this beautiful movie has mesmerized the audiences with its rich story. The plot traces the attempts of a femme fatale comic strip vamp who is looking to seduce her creator so that it allows her entry into the real world. But the two
Kim
worlds
Basinger
must
played
not
her.
intertwine.
Hollywood.
The movie stars Brad Pitt, and he delivers a brilliant performance, along with Kim Basinger, who plays the animated character of Hollywood. The plot is imaginative, and has elements of drama, action, and romance that make it a thorough entertainer. The music is catchy and lifts the mood of the movie. The characters lack depth, but that is masked with the quality of animation in the movie. The interesting plot never lets you leave your seats. What do you think?
You're going, chump. Who you calling a chump? Chimp. You got Who Framed Roger Rabbit this low? You crazy?
Who Framed Roger Rabbit, 1988. The setup in the movie is such that cartoons interact with real people besides acting in theatrical cartoon shorts. A detective is assigned to a case where the wife of a famous star, Roger Rabbit, is believed to be cheating on him. She is believed to be involved with a businessman, but things take a turn when the businessman is murdered. All suspicions point to Roger Rabbit as the murderer. But did he really commit the crime, or is he just being framed? The movie is unique, and you will not
Bob
find such
Hoskins
content anywhere
did
else.
such a great
Besides
job.
the gutsy plot, the movie is thoroughly entertaining with a lot of drama and comedy. Bob Hoskins does an amazing job in the role of a
Damn right.
detective.
Nobody else could have played that role.
Christopher Lloyd's performance also deserves praise.
Yes.
And the cast ensures that acting is one of the strengths of this movie.
I got a fun fact to tell you about this movie afterwards.
And suspense-filled movie that could put a smile on anyone's face.
Osmosis Jones.
Osmosis Jones, 2001. Osmosis Jones is about the creative plot that prompts you to think. The story circles around a man named Frank, who is a glutton, and when he consumes a germ-ridden egg, the following events take place inside his body. The city of Frank, where there is everything from TV stations to traffic jams. Osmosis Jones is a white blood cell who tries to maintain peace and order in the town. You could say that this movie is an imaginative take on the process by which the body fights virus infections. Narrated as a satire with elements from the real society, the movie is exactly what it intends to be, a fun-filled experience. The Farrelly brothers handle the direction with expertise.
Osmosis Jones is underrated. It doesn't get enough praise that it deserves.
Acting by Chris Rock is unbelievably good, and Bill Murray delivers as always. If you are game for an entertaining movie with moments
and Lawrence Fishburne was great as the virus.
Heavy Traffic, 1973. Once again, Ralph Bakshi is in charge of things, and yet again he...
Okay, we edited that. That was a nipple I just saw.
Drama is believed to be a semi-autobiographical account. It narrates the struggles of a cartoonist where he has a hard time to create his comics from the harsh world. When he pitches a story to a movie mogul, his idea is believed to be outrageous. He is looked down by everyone, and nothing is going his way. But will things change for the better? Heavy Traffic can be viewed as the ideal satire.
Never seen this before.
It makes a point without preaching. The director does not shy away from showing the extreme in the ordinary. The sequence of events may be twisted and bizarre, but few have explored the surreal fantasies as well as Ralph Bakshi. The creative story with captivating soundtrack makes for a pleasant viewing experience. As long as you are not offended by nudity and cartoons, this movie would prove to be a great watch for you.
Peach Dragon.
Pete's Dragon, 1977. Disney tales have the habit of leaving a feel-good sensation in the viewers, and Pete's Dragon does just that. The story concerns an orphaned young boy named Pete who has a magical dragon friend. This dragon called Elliot helps Pete as he tries to escape from his abusive foster parents.
Yeah, and they made a remake of it too.
Chaos in the main fishing village. There is also an evil Dr. Terminus who aims to exploit the dragon. Can the dragon eventually succeed in helping Pete to go and live with Nora in the lighthouse? Jim Dale puts up a great show as the evil Dr. Terminus. He is ably supported by some great acting from Helen Reddy, Sean Marshall, and Mickey Rooney. The movie is amusing with a great combination of adventure and drama. The endearing story has a great mixture of animation and live action that makes this an enjoyable watch. The well-written songs make this ranked among the best musicals ever. The story drives home a great message, and with all the entertainment it provides, the movie is a must-watch for all.
James and the Giant Peach. I actually love this movie. This is actually a good movie.
James and the Giant Peach, 1996. Now, this is kind of a cheat in the list. It's not traditional 2D animation, but it is mostly fantastic stop-motion animation. We wanted to put this in our list because it doesn't get the love it deserves. When a young boy is orphaned, he has no choice but to live with two horrible aunts. One day, he saves the life of a spider, and with the help of boiled magical crocodile tongues, an enormous peach grows in his garden. The lonely orphan now has friends, such as a centipede and a ladybug. Together, they start on their journey to reach New York. Their exciting adventure makes for a beautifully constructed movie. The movie does justice to Roald Dahl's classic from which it is adapted. The exceptional stop-motion animation work in this film is out of the world.
Yeah,
it makes this
is a really good movie. Experience. I recommend people to watch it. If you never watched this, watch it. It's a good movie.
You are going to thoroughly enjoy. The use of beautiful colors, the effects, the design adds to the glory of this fun-filled movie. This film has a surreal feel to it, which is further boosted with the musical score.
What the hell is this? Whoa! What is this? Coons.
Story has been narrated in the form of a multi-layered satire.
Coonskin? What? Oh, hell no.
States. The plot centers around Rabbit, who takes over the crime world in Harlem. He is opposed by the corrupt police, the mafia, and the worst of all the conventional races.
Yo, you see how that rabbit looks?
He manages to take control.
What is this? I ain't never seen this before.
Makes the story entertaining. Coonskin is not for you if you are easily offended.
Yeah, I can, yeah.
Just Ralph Bakshi classics that court some controversies. You will be witness to some of the most chilling animated sequences that you would ever see. The characters are crude, and some might say the scenes are unacceptable, but it does play with the harsh reality of the society. The voice actors are spectacular, with Barry White, Philip Michael Thomas,
Barry White,
bringing life to the characters.
Oh shit! Damn, man!
Out on such an engaging movie.
Okay, this is Looney Tunes back in action.
Yahoo! So did you miss me?
Looney Tunes Back in Action 2003. This movie has the goofy characteristics of the Looney Tunes characters packed into an interesting story.
Yeah, well,
Daffy Duck is tired of given lesser attention than Bugs Bunny. He quits being a sidekick and joins a fired stuntman, DJ. Together they have a mission: to find DJ's father and retrieve the missing blue diamond. Are you willing to be a part of their adventure? If yes, we can promise an entertaining journey. The cast pulls off a great performance with the likes of Jenna Elfman, Steve Martin, and Frasier putting on a display of amazing acting skills. Even the voice actors step in to do a brilliant job. The movie has everything from satirical jabs to Hollywood to the frantic nature of cartoons. Some of the dialogues take on the harsh and unfair criticism meted out to the world of cartoons. This is a must-watch if you are looking for a terrific movie that's laced with timely tongue-in-cheek humor.
Yeah, get ready, because no longer Elmer Fudd be carrying that gun. What the hell is this?
The Congress, 2013. The protagonist, played by Robin Wright, is an actress whose career is on the verge of collapse. Without work, she takes up a last job, but she did not consider the effects of her decision. She has to bear the burns of the consequences, and how she does so forms the storyline. The first half deals with the apocalyptic state of cinema, where the second half is more of an animated imagery world. The Congress boasts of a cast of talented actors, and the likes of Robin Wright, Sammy Gale, and Harvey Keitel do not disappoint. The soundtrack in this movie, composed by Bob Dylan,
Bob Dylan did the soundtrack? Oh, wow.
The movie is deliberately handmade.
I never heard of this.
The storyline is gripping with a metaphorical take on the new trends around us. There is a fine line between illusion and choice, which the movie explores to perfection. In short, it is a masterpiece that you should give a try.
Maybe I will.
The Phantom Tollbooth, 1970. The story for the Phantom Tollbooth is kiddish, but packs quite a punch. The journey of adventure begins when a young boy named Milo drives into a toll booth in his room. He was bored with his daily life, and when he finds a strange toll booth in his room one day, he cannot stop himself from driving through it in his toy car. However,
What?
he emerges in a different world, a world of adventures. The animation in this Chuck Jones-directed movie is terrific.
I figured this was Chuck Jones. I figured this.
The course of the movie, while you barely notice the glaring illogical turn of events. The clever adventure that awaits you will leave you awestruck with the rich content. The psychedelic artwork deserves a special mention and elevates the mood of this movie. There is a somewhat twisted sense of humor that could appeal to a certain section of the audience. Overall, you have in your hand a great entertainer that will ensure a great time if you choose to enjoy this classic.
Alright guys, we're going to end it right there. That was number 2. If you want to watch number 1, link in the description down below. Alright, so this list of animated, live-action, animated mixed movies, a lot of them I have seen, a lot of them I haven't. One in particular, I've never seen the Congress. I never saw that. I've never seen the Phantom Tollbooth. Never seen that. And it's not like I haven't, like, oh, it's an old movie. No, I watch old movies all the time, but I never seen that. And Coonskin, hell no, I ain't seen that. Did this even get released? Look at that, the rabbit alone is a satire to the stereotypes of classic Warner Brothers cartoons of blacks. Black skin, big pink lips, all that shit. Hell, excuse my language. Sorry. No way. James and the Giant Peach, I've seen before. Loved that movie. It's a good movie. I haven't seen it in a while. Pete's Dragon, I have seen, and Disney actually remade it, gave it a live action feel to it. I've never watched the remake. I've seen the original. What's the other one? Heavy Traffic, I ain't never seen that either. So a lot of these are done by the same guy. So I never saw that. And I swear that was a good one. Osmosis Jones, love. I even love the cartoon show that used to come on as well. Really enjoyed that. Let's see else. Before I say this one, but Cool World, I did see that, and like I said, I saw that in the theaters. My dad took me to see that movie, and yeah, that's not for kids. This is not for kids. This is a movie where doodles, as they're not called cartoons. Doodles and noids are what normal people are called, noids. Yeah, Hollywood, the doodle, the main one of the femme fatales, she seduces her creator and has sex with him to become like us. I'm dead serious about that. I'm not even joking. And Kim Basinger is herself. It's like, what if She-Hulk, okay, I'll just throw She-Hulk out there. I didn't mean it. I was going to say the Wasp, but okay, let's say the She-Hulk wanted to come into the real world. So she seduced Stan Lee, God rest his soul, into that happening. Basically, in a sense. Or may use somebody else, like a villainess or something like that. But yeah, that's basically what that was. And yeah, you got Brad Pitt in this movie, and he is a cop in that world, and he's annoyed, and he has relationships with, he has a annoyed girlfriend. He has a doodle girlfriend. She's a doodle in that movie, but he's a cop too. So yeah, it's different. But the one I really wanted to talk about is Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Now I got a little bit of I got a little problem with that being a little low. That actually should have been very high on the list. This movie won an Academy Award in 1987. The performances in this movie were just great, perfect. Bob Hoskins, who played Eddie Valiant, he put in the performance of a lifetime. If you've never seen any other performance from Bob Hoskins in any other movie, but you only seen him in this, you can clearly say this is probably what made his career, because he did such a good job. Christopher Lloyd as the Judge Doom, was great, and the twist at the end of that movie was great. It made you like, whoa. You know, we're hearing this story of, throughout the whole movie, we're seeing the whole concept of this takes place in the early 40s, late 40s, early 50s, where basically cartoons were at their peak, and they are in the real world, and they perform there and everything like that. And this was the first movie where this is really the first animated crossover. We're seeing so many characters from so many franchises. We see Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny together, Donald Duck and Daffy Duck together. You know, Pinocchio. We seen Droopy Dog. We saw all these characters come together in one movie. The only characters that weren't in it because they couldn't get the license, Popeye was supposed to be in it, but he didn't make it. Betty Boop was in it, and I love her line too in that movie. Like, she's working a speakeasy and, you know, selling cigars and cigarettes, and, you know, and then next, you know, she sees Eddie, because Eddie is like, he was like a private eye that helped Toons. He loved Toons, you know, and then something changed in him, and we saw that progression. But Eddie, she's like, Eddie Valiant. And she's like, Betty. He's like, yeah, what are you doing here, Betty? And she's like, yeah, work's been kind of slow since cartoons went to color. And you know, she's still got her very robust and very curvaceous body. You see her pulling up her it's crazy, and she's all like, yeah, but I still got it, Eddie, and boop 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 boop, and it's like, what the hell? But the blending, the animation blend, like, it didn't look so animated that you could tell, oh, that's animation. Like, they blended the animation in the environment, so the darker colors worked. Like when somebody, like a character looked bright in maybe daylight, but compared at night, it was a little darker. It was a great story. The storytelling was great. I loved Roger Rabbit. That is one movie I could watch over and over and over and over again and never get tired of it. But fun fact about this movie, believe it or not, if you and you can find it because he talks about it. This was one of the only movie that the great Eddie Murphy turned down. Eddie Murphy was going to be Eddie Valiant. He was given the script before Bob Hoskins, and he turned it down because he looked at it like tunes and cartoons and humor. What kind of shit is that? This is his words. What kind of shit bullshit is this? It is the one movie he turned down, and he regrets it. He said every time it comes on, it's like a state of regret for him. Like, and in my opinion, I always wonder. I watch it now. Every time I find stuff like this, I'm like, okay, how would Eddie Murphy be in this movie now if he had have taken it compared to the performance that Bob Hoskins put in? It would have been like, you know, okay, like I look at him like, okay, how would Eddie work in this? Would this work? And me and my brother, we talked about this, and being the fact that this takes place in the late 40s and 50s, it is California, but still, this is still the 40s and 50s, and a private eye who is black. Come on, you know that ain't going down like that. You know he would have probably been pulled over all the time. Hey, where you going? Like, so let's be honest. Like, it wouldn't have been so much real, even if Eddie did take it. So, but I'm kind of glad he did turn it down, because Bob Hoskins really put in that performance, and just seeing him work with all these actors, and well, I say cartoons, but actors. I would have loved if they'd have kept if they had Popeye in it, because I would love to see what they would have Popeye doing. You know, maybe he would have helped Eddie in a fight or something like that. Like, he probably would have helped Eddie in a fight, like maybe with the Weasels or somebody like that. You know, I'd have loved that, but they didn't get the license in time to do it. But yeah, I'd like the list. The number one, by the time this video goes up, I've already seen number one. Number one's a good, decent. I'll just give you a teaser what it is. It's a animated sports movie. There you go, with a great from the world of a certain sport. I'm not even gonna say that. But yeah, this was a good list. I would have had Roger Rabbit very high. If I was doing this list, Roger Rabbit would have probably been number one. But they were shooting off fireworks again. Jesus Christ. But other than that, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Link in the description down below for marvelous videos. If you want to see number one, link in the description down below. Go subscribe to them. They do good lists as well. But other than that, you guys take care. Deuces.